Howdy do y'all, it's your girl. So fashion and style has always been a very important part of my life. I've always been really into clothes and making outfits ever since I was a little kid. Like my favorite shirts, I can remember specific shirts that I love to wear from when I was like 5-6 years old because I always just had a love and passion for clothing and style. And my style has changed drastically over the years. I wish I could have some pictures of when I used to dress like in middle school because it was hideous. If I can find any, I'll insert them. But yeah, in middle school, that was like the roughest time of my fashion because I knew I liked colors and I knew I liked patterns, but I didn't know how to put it together yet. So I was just doing a bit much and not like nothing at all at the same time. I think around maybe like 9th or 10th grade is when I really started to get into vintage shopping and thrifting a lot, and that's when I kind of found my own style and really was able to I was really able to find all those 90s styles that I loved growing up. Because all of my fashion influences and style influences are like 90s things. And I think it's because my sister's a lot older than me and she was honestly my first like fashion icon. She was my first fashion role model growing up. I always wanted to dress just like my sister. I always loved when she would give me all her hand-me-downs. Like she would give me like a big old trash bag full of clothes she didn't want anymore and it would just be like Christmas to me. I was like, I love every single piece. Actually, one of my favorite pairs of pants is a pair of pants she handed me down to me, and I'm sure she probably got them from a thrift store. Because she grew up in the 90s, all of her fashion influences were pretty much the same people that I'm influenced by. You know, Denise Huxtable, Hillary Banks, TLC I know was like a huge influence for her, Spice Girls, Moesha of course. My sister is like the biggest Brandy fan ever. So yeah, a lot of those people are also my influences. The first person I want to talk about is Denise Huxtable because she was definitely growing up somebody who I always looked up to. I always loved how she just didn't, you could tell she like didn't care about what anybody thought. She just put on anything. I don't know who the stylist was for the actual TV show, but her style was amazing. She would always mix different prints and patterns. She would have like super baggy clothes on, and I always loved that too. Like she always looked so comfortable, and she always had the coolest like head things, I don't know, head scarves, like a hat, and it was so mixed match, but it all worked because it was just like, it was her personality, you know. And I always loved how unique she was. It was like nothing I'd ever seen, and I love that. Like I'm so attracted to things that are just unique and bizarre, and so her fashion always will influence me. I love the way she dresses. Hillary Banks was also someone who I really loved because I loved how bold she was and how like fancy and bougie her outfits were, and she was always dressed up no matter what. Like it didn't matter what she was doing, like she always had on like a suit or like a matching two-piece, and it was so beautiful. She always just looked so fancy to me, and I love that. And I feel like I kind of incorporate that into my looks now, maybe even if it's not like fancy. Like I like to get dressed up. I like to have bold looks no matter what I'm doing. Like even if I'm just going to the store or if I'm just going to hang out with a friend, it doesn't matter. Like if I feel like wearing something, I don't care how fancy it looks or if I'm like overdressed, because I really don't believe in being overdressed. It's like if I feel like wearing that, that's what I'm gonna wear. And being dressed up is just so much fun. Like I don't feel like you need to have an occasion to get dressed up. Like I'll wear whatever I want to wear if that's what I feel like wearing. You know, if that's what is gonna make me happy today, then that's what I'm gonna wear. I definitely dress based on like my mood and then the weather, but most likely I don't care about where I'm actually going. I try to like, you know, depending on if I'm going with a certain crowd of people, so I don't like, I don't know, not to say I don't want to make them uncomfortable, but I hear it all the time whenever, like when I used to go out with people before, you know, quarantine and all that stuff. Oh, you're so dressed up, or oh, I didn't know we was getting dressed up. And I'm like, bro, this is how I always dress. Or like when I first meet people, they're like, oh, is this like this is how you dress every day? And it's like, yeah, this is this is me all the time. So I think I find a good balance of like being bold but also really chill. Because even the other day my mom asked me like, oh, where are you going? Because I had on this like sparkly jacket, but I had it over like a black crop top and some baggy black pants, you know. And it's like the jacket was just, you know, just little accent, you know, just a little pizzazz in there, because I felt like my outfit was kind of boring. But yeah, I don't know, I really, that's what I really admire about Hillary, is that how she was always dressed up. always. Like she was never in a bummy outfit or never in like a chill outfit. Like there's no such thing as casual when it comes to Hillary Banks, and I love that about her. My next fashion influence, two of my favorite people ever, Kenan and Kel. I'm obsessed with their wardrobe. If I could have those clothes, I don't know where those clothes are now, who knows, but especially Kel's wardrobe and all the hats that Kel had. Kel had the coolest hats. Every episode he would have like the Kangol or like the newsboy hats. Oh, I'm so obsessed with those hats, the bucket hats. Like Kel had the coolest freaking clothes, man. I wish I could get their clothes. I loved how baggy they were. I loved how they always had like bold colors. That's the thing about the 90s. They always had those bold colors and bold prints, and it was just so out there. Like I feel like I'll always be drawn to that kind of thing. Even if it's like not specifically vintage 90s clothes that I'm wearing, I'll always go for like the bold colors or the bold patterns because it's just so pretty, and like I don't know, my mind needs stimulation, you know? I like all the different colors and things. It's just so much fun. It's so much fun. Oh my god, I just wish I could get my hands on some of these 90s TV shows, like their wardrobes. Where are they? Like what do they do with all those clothes? I would love to know. Obviously, because I get this all the time, you guys know one of my favorite fashion icons is Brandy or Moesha, either way, you know, because just the braids, the different ways that she like styled them, even though it was always just like micro braids, she would curl them sometimes it would be like really skinny and straight and spiky. Like her hair just influenced my style so much, especially after I stopped getting perms and I really started leaning more into getting braids. I was like, yes, let me look up some Moesha styles so I can try to emulate that, and I'll just try different colors and things. But I always loved Brandy's hairstyle. She always had the best styles. Like Brandy's braids are iconic. Another one of my like staple like go-to whenever I need like some outfit inspo, Sister. They had the coolest hats. I don't know why, like I don't even wear hats that often, but if I could find all of those like 90s style hats, like the newsboy hats, I would wear them all the time. I literally made one myself because I was so obsessed with this picture of T and Tamara, so I literally made my own, and I wear it sometimes whenever I have the right hairstyle, because you have to have like a specific hairstyle for the hat to look right. But I love that hat and I will always keep that hat. I don't even know how I made it. I wish I could make another one. Maybe one day I might try, but I'm obsessed with all the cool hats that they had. They were so like, they're so cuddly, like they're so like bold and like big and just so out there and so weird looking. Like they had the weirdest hats, but they were so much fun. Like I love how much fun they had in the 90s with their fashion. Like I don't know, I just really like the boldness of it at all, like how it's not casual, like it's just so like loud and vibrant, and I really love that. The last person I'm gonna talk about is Erykah Badu, because she has the best like accessories and hair. When I was really into like wigs and making my own wigs, I would always try to like look up Erykah Badu hairstyle so I could try to emulate like her big curly hair, because I love big curly hair. She had this one hairstyle where it's like an afro, but it was like twisted at the ends, and I thought that was so cute. And her braids, she had this one braid hairstyle where she had these like teeny tiny micros. Oh my god, I can't even imagine how long it took her to do those, and then the process of getting those out of her head, I can't even imagine what that was like, but they're so cute. And recently when she did that tiny desk a couple years ago, she had those like big locks. Oh, those are so freaking beautiful. Like Erykah Badu is also really inspirational for me because she's another person who just is very bold and out there and unique with her style, and you can tell she just like is completely unbothered by anyone's opinion. She's just wearing what she feels like wearing and what makes her feel good, and she's just so unique. Like she has all these looks that you've never seen anybody else do, and it's like nobody else can even really pull it off. Like she just iconic. I love Erykah Badu. Honestly, she even inspired me with this hairstyle because I have like the colorful rubber bands on the ends, and she did that recently in one of her Instagram pictures. She had these little twists with these colorful rubber bands. I thought it was so cute. It's like something so simple, but it's just like, it just adds a little bit of flavor, you know? Erykah Badu is awesome. I love her so much. Even her like accessories. She has this one like opal colored grill that is freaking beautiful, and I have this picture that I drew of her with the opal grills and the bottle cap hair. Like Anybody who has like a bold, colorful, vibrant style that's just like weird and out there, they're my favorite. I love it because that's so me. Like, I feel like you have so much room to express yourself when you don't limit yourself to like a certain color palette or like certain textures, and you can just really go for it. And also when you like are used to wearing weird things, you just feel so limitless, you know. You can mix and match things, you don't have to match at all, and it's just so much fun. Like, you can just have so much fun with your outfits when you're not worried about somebody else judging you for if your outfit matches, or oh, what she's wearing, that's a weird hat, you know. Like, when you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff, it's just fashion is just so limitless, and you can express yourself in so many cool ways. It's so much fun, and that's so important to me. Like, when I wake up in the morning, I need to be able to express myself through my clothes, and that's why I need all the colors, I need all the patterns and all the things. Those are my fashion icons. Those are the people who inspired me the most when it comes to my fashion and my hairstyles, and I'm so grateful that these people exist, because I don't know what I'd be without them. I don't know. I mean, I'd probably still be dressing pretty like out there and bold, because like I said, my sister was always a huge influence for me. She was my first influence for outfits and style and hair and all of that stuff. My sister's like the coolest person ever. I hope you guys like that. Let me know down below who's somebody who inspired your sense of style. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Come back next week. We have a fun time on this channel.